Welcome. I'm excited to spend this time with you today. So, really quick, I am Stacie Peterson. I live in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, and have been a realtor for over 20 years. I have been a part of over 2,000 homes sold, and I went from solo agent to co-owner of a team, actually two different real estate teams, and was able to sell that team for a seven-figure valuation after going from 0 to 300 sales in 5 years. My focus the last 10 years has been on coaching hundreds of agents on building businesses, growing teams, and creating systems and automations and processes while getting leverage for growth. I've been where you are, or maybe coach someone similar to you. So I know what you might be thinking. You may be thinking, I've done this before. I filled out a plan and it didn't work. How is this different than the hundreds of other business plans out there? I already know what to do. I just need to go do it. I don't see how I could work anymore. I'm already feeling overwhelmed. And that is completely normal to think any or all of that. Maybe you consume a lot of training. Maybe you need direction and you're not sure who to trust. Maybe you just need to sell more homes. I get it. I've been there too. But there is one difference on people that take action and the ones that don't. And it starts with the driven versus the drifters. You know that feeling and that message you get about being called for more? It's like that one thing, it's like in your gut, it just keeps kind of nagging at you. Well, here's what happens when we get that calling. Automatically, we're excited, right? We're intrigued. It seems possible. It aligns with what we want. But then the resistance sets in. Your family thinks you're crazy. Your friends think you're crazy. Work hits the fan. You feel lots of anxiety. You let doubt creep in. You're worried about the risks involved. And then it passes, and maybe you get another whisper or calling. This idea, the thought, you see something and you know that it's what you're supposed to do, but you just don't know how. Then you wait. You just aren't sure. You need to research it. You want to be 100% sure. You need 100% that it's going to work. You just have to know. You need to know that it will work. Then it shows up. Somebody else took action. You see it happening in front of you. You see it on social. You see somebody do it. They got the results you wanted, and you had that idea first. You were just talking about it. This is what the driven versus the drifter is all about. The driven aren't 100% sure either. There is risk, there's failures associated with choices, but they were willing to answer that calling. And they know that if they answer these callings by action, pretty soon they will get the one whisper that changes everything. The drifters, on the other hand, they keep hearing the whispers, but they ignore that calling. They need more proof. They aren't ready to go all in. And what happens every time they see their idea come to fruition by somebody else, they lose just a little bit more self-confidence. That disappointment just chips away. They find it hard to be motivated or even take action. They drift from the very thing they want because they're caught up in overwhelm, analysis paralysis, and just won't step up. Then the whispers quit coming and they stay on this path. So you are here. You're here to make a decision and then take action. Resistance will set in. It's coming. Be ready for it. Don't assume it doesn't happen to everyone, but make the choice to stay driven, to push past it, to move through the uncomfortableness. People are going to laugh, talk, think it anyway. It's none of your business what they think, what they talk about. Your job is to answer your calling. You are one decision away from a better business, and you can answer that by taking action. You see, risk in our business is doing those things that are part of our calling, but definitely out of our comfort zone. And how you reverse that risk is to create a strategy and find the best platform on which to do it and stay true to your plan. So when you remove the distractions, remove the obstacles in your way, the risk of going all in is actually reversed because you made the decision, you're 100% committed to the plan, and you know your business better than anyone else. You just need to make that decision. So I'm asking you to go all in. And I know that's why you signed up for this today, because you're ready. You're ready to act on your calling as the driven. So now that we all are on the same page, we all want to create a business that offers us more time and money and leverage. We have to use our decision to become a business owner. So most business owners aren't actually business owners, they're just self-employed. So in order to be a true business owner in your real estate business or otherwise, there has to be automation, systems, and processes. That's what a business is. A business is a system of systems. Businesses that are scalable, saleable, sustainable have more worth than just what the technician does. So the most successful businesses have these automations and systems that make them run like a well-oiled machine. And that's what it's our goal to create. And so here's how we're going to do it. We're going to talk about the roadmap to success. This comes in 4 different parts. First is setting the stage. We're going to concentrate on acknowledging and celebrating the things we've achieved over the past 12 months. So because many of us are really driven, it's hard not to just concentrate on the next goal, right? And we're chasing that horizon, but we've got to slow down and celebrate the wins. With most entrepreneurs, there's no peak to the mountain, right? It's just like a little divot because we're always going for something more. And that's great. But we've got to celebrate each stage of that divot or each stage of our business. We have to also remove the obstacles. Everybody has a full plate. So it's removing that unnecessary so that everything else becomes easy to accomplish. We have to delegate to elevate, and we're going to talk about that today as well. Next are the 5 models. There are 5 models that must be thought out well in order for you to create a business plan that's timely, actionable, and has the right foundation for creating exactly what you want. And then lastly, putting it all together. So this is our dashboard to hold that vision, plan, and goals for your business. You can revisit, revise your plan as you reevaluate where you are each and every quarter, but you have to stay focused on this plan and not let new things come in because you saw something new or you think this will be the next thing, the magic pill, right? We're going to spend the time to create the plan. You're going to have some homework outside of this today because it's pretty hard to put a comprehensive plan into place in a short amount of time, but I'm going to give you everything you need, and it's in this workbook on how to move forward. All right, let's get into vision. Creating the highest, grandest vision possible for your life because you become what you believe is an awesome quote from Oprah Winfrey. So on the bottom here on the screen, you can see where I have a copy of the page that we're on in the workbook. It is the first vision page. And I'm going to give you a minute just to go through this really quick because I think this is the hardest part and this is the part we're never going to go back to. So we're going to spend a minute or so doing that. Now, you can write these answers, like I said, in a notebook or whatever, but I want you to look back on the last 12 months of your business. What are 5 accomplishments? Okay. And the reason I want you to do this, because if I asked you, what are 5 things you didn't accomplish in the last 12 months, you could probably give me those in a nanosecond, right? And you're like, well, I didn't do this, but that's not what we want. I want you to look back on accomplishments. They don't have to be these mega things, but you've accomplished something in the last 12 months. It could be around getting more clients. It could be around delivering a great service. Maybe you added new people to your database. Maybe you crushed your sales goal. I don't know what it is, but write those down. 5 accomplishments really quick. Get them off the top of your head. Then we're going to go through what challenges did you have? What came up for you? And then the lessons that we can take from those challenges and what you did well. So really quick, top 5 accomplishments, what challenges arose, and what lesson did you learn? Jot them down really fast. And as you're writing them, remember, we're not looking for, they don't have to be these huge accomplishments. They don't have to be huge challenges. They could be small. We're just acknowledging them getting them out of our brain. Again, remember, we're removing all the obstacles and we're getting them on this paper. The next part that we're going to go over, and this is the page in your workbook, but we're going to talk about assessing our business to move forward, right? So when you take the time to write down those accomplishments, we're going to do a quick assessment on where we're at so we know how to move forward, because that's the whole goal of this plan, is to know exactly what to take action on and how to do it. So there's 5 main parts to your business: attract, convert, deliver, and scale, right? We have to attract people into our world. We have to convert them at a high level. We have to deliver great service so they come back, tell their friends, right? We make them feel valued. Then we can scale through leverage, through systems, through people, right? That's our whole business in a nutshell. And so in order to move forward, I'm going to have you fill out this assessment. I'm going to read you the questions. I want you to just mark what comes to the top of your mind. You can mark it 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. I challenge you not to do a number 3. And here's why. 3 is sort of like answering like, meh, like, I don't know, not quite 4, not quite 2, right? But I want you to not mark a 3 and just make a decision. Is it closer to a 4 and 5? Or is it closer to a 1 or 2? And don't be overly hard on yourself. Just make a quick assessment with what you know. So first question, we have a system for past clients and Sphere business that consistently generates inbound referrals. 1, 2, not 3, 4, or 5, mark it. Number 2, we have a system for generating listing opportunities outside of our database. Number 3, we have a system for generating buyer opportunities outside of our database. So these top 3 have to do with attracting people to your business. So if you're finding yourself in a situation where you're like, man, I need more leads to do business, these are the 3 things you're concentrating on: a system for past clients in Sphere, a system for generating listing opportunities, and a system for generating buyer opportunities. And it's not complicated, and it doesn't need to be. Next, we have a system in place for managing and converting leads that are followed by all. So if you have other team members, if it's just you, do you follow it consistently? 1, 2, 4, or 5. Next, we use proven scripts and have a consistent process for setting new appointments. It's the same way every time. Next, we use the same sales process and materials when meeting with prospective clients. 1, 2, 4, or 5. Those all have to do with converting, right? You can tell by the question. Am I converting at a high level? Is it a system? Like, I don't have to think about it. I know what to say. I use this sheet of paper. I get all the same questions answered. I don't have to skip around wondering what they want for their house or what's their actual budget or if they're pre-approved, things like that. Next, we deliver consistent high-level service to our active buyer and seller clients. 1, 2, 4, or 5. We deliver high-level service to our under contract buyer and seller clients. We use technology at a high level in our business, but do not get distracted by squirrels. Now that's kind of a trick question because I think we all get distracted, but are you using technology at a high level? Your CRM, do you have all the drip campaigns set up? Do you move them from status to status, from hot to nurture to watch, whatever they are? You know who to find, who's looking to buy a house in the next 30 days, who's looking to sell a house in the next 30 days. Next, we have a clear 3-year plan, and we know the best way to achieve that goal. I take monthly breaks to delegate tasks that aren't serving me in my business at the highest level. I consistently crush my quarterly rocks by fulfilling my weekly commitments in my top 3. I'm following an economic model that allows me to build a truly sustainable business. An economic model is what your splits are like, what your expenses are like, and it's customized. It's not just, it's what happened. You have a plan for it. We know and track the key leading and lagging indicators in my business and review regularly. I track my net worth and have been making moves to systematically increase it. I have a documented, effective recruiting plan that consistently generates prospects. I have a documented onboarding and training plan that gets hires to perform at the highest level. And lastly, I have a clear weekly and daily cadence on my team and a thriving culture of productivity. The last three obviously go toward if you're leading a team or looking to lead a team, right? But you could also switch that into your clients. You have a effective plan that consistently generates prospects, right, for your real estate business. Now, after you assess those, we have to know where we're at, right? So we know now if we have ones in our business, twos in our business, we need to increase that over the next probably 3 years. These are not immediate, easy fixes. There may be some things, but the whole system is going to be bigger than that. So this is what we're using. And I do this every single quarter. So to our coaching clients to make sure that we understand where they're growing in their business and where they're lacking. So this is a great assessment to continually do every single quarter. And it tells you in these circles and then in the middle of scale where you need to concentrate and focus your effort. Now we're going to move on to most people's idea of vision, which is that vision statement. What could it look like? If you imagine you could create your dream real estate business, what does that look like? Look, everybody needs a purpose, not just a job to do. And imagine you could create a dream real estate business. What does that look like? What does your environment look like? Do you have staff? How often do you work? How much do you vacation? Who do you need to spend more time with? Who do you need to be more present with? What would you spend your time doing? What roles do you fill? This is an overall vision, not just for your business, but also how you're going to spend your time. Because a lot of times we think our vision is around a number goal, right? Or a monetary goal. Maybe it's sales or I want to make this much money. A vision is what could it look like, right? Just like a vision board. What could it look like? What things are in place? Like a lot of times it is easy to say, I want a vacation this much. I want my business to run when I'm not there. I don't want to be the only one out showing homes or marketing or, fill in the blank. That's what you want to spend some time creating. This is really hard to do in a couple minutes, right? This one is something where I would suggest you take to a place that inspires you. It could be a really fun coffee shop with an interior that you love. It could be a vacation spot. It could be, the lake, the mountains, whatever your ideal spot is that brings you creativity would be a great place to just write. With no judgment, you'll create your vision from all of your thoughts. When you do this, you want to really create what that future is. In your workbook, it says, what do you want your business to look like for 2023? It's actually beyond 2023. So what do you want it to look like moving forward? It could be a big vision that's going to take 20 years. It could be just not a timeline, but a vision of what's to come.